The room fell silent so fast you could hear the ice melting in the champagne glasses. I was standing in the middle of my husband's company gala, wearing a red dress that cost more than my first car. 5 feet away from me, Mark, my husband of 8 years, was watching his entire life crumble in real time. His face had gone the color of cheap paper. His boss, Mr. Harrison, was staring at him like he was something stuck to the bottom of his shoe. And Derek, Mark's best friend, his partner in betrayal, was screaming, "You told her I came onto you?" Derek's voice echoed off the marble walls. Every investor, every colleague, every important person in Mark's professional world was watching. "I've got screenshots, Mark. I've got texts from you begging me to keep seeing you. You called me a homewrecker?" Mark's mouth opened and closed like a fish gasping for air. His eyes found mine across the room. And me? I didn't look away. I didn't flinch. I just smiled. The same slow, deliberate smile I had given him 1 week earlier, when I walked into our bedroom and found him naked with his best friend. In that moment, surrounded by the wreckage of his reputation, Mark finally understood. The screaming, the crying, the throwing things, he would have known how to handle that. But the smile, the silence, the patience, that was what destroyed him, because I didn't scream when I found them. And that scared him more than any outburst ever could. Let me take you back to that Tuesday afternoon, the moment that should have broken me but actually set me free. My name is Chloe. I'm 34, the kind of woman people describe as sweet or quiet. Shoulder-length brown hair, I usually wear in a ponytail. The type who remembers birthdays, packs lunches, and makes sure the house smells like vanilla when my husband comes home. Mark is 36, handsome, successful, works in finance. And Derek? Derek was his best friend since college. The funny one. The one who called me sis and ate at our dinner table 3 times a week. That Tuesday, I came home early. A client canceled, and I thought I'd surprise Mark with sandwiches from his favorite deli. 2 pastrami on rye, extra pickles. I used my key quietly, tiptoeing up the stairs like a kid on Christmas morning. The bedroom door was open just a crack. I pushed it, and the world stopped. The sheets were tangled on the floor, clothes everywhere, and in my bed, in my marriage bed, were my husband and his best friend. They didn't hear me at first. Mark was laughing, that breathless, private laugh I thought was only for me. Derek's back was to the door. Then Mark looked up. His face went white. Pure, absolute terror. Derek turned, and his expression wasn't even guilt. It was annoyance, like I was the one interrupting something important. The sandwiches felt heavy in my hand. Pastrami on rye. I looked at them, then at the 2 men in my bed, and a completely insane thought crossed my mind. They don't deserve these sandwiches. Mark opened his mouth. Chloe, baby. It's not what it looks like. Derek finished for him. Actually finished the sentence, like they'd rehearsed it. I should have screamed. I should have thrown things, cried, collapsed. That's what they expected. That's what they were braced for. Instead, something strange happened. A cold calm washed over me, so powerful it felt like ice water in my veins. My body didn't shake. My eyes didn't water. I just smiled. "You're right," I said, my voice steady as a surgeon's hand. "It doesn't look like anything, because I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing either of you." I turned around, walked back down the stairs, and set the sandwiches carefully on the front porch. Then I got in my car, drove to a coffee shop, and turned my phone off. For the first time in 8 years, I didn't feel like Mark's wife. I didn't feel like the sweet, dependable, quiet Chloe. I felt like someone else entirely. Someone dangerous. I sat in that coffee shop for 2 hours, watching normal people live normal lives. My phone was in my purse, powered off, but I could imagine it buzzing. Mark panicking. Derek panicking. The affair partners suddenly realizing they weren't as clever as they thought. Here's what they didn't understand. Mark is a man who craves control. He manages his image the way other people manage investments. His reputation at work? Untouchable. His friendship with Derek? Loyal and admirable. His sweet, quiet wife who never causes trouble. The perfect accessory. If I had screamed, he would have known how to handle me. Tears, apologies, promises he'd done it before with ex-girlfriends, I'm sure. But silence? A smile? Walking away without a word? That terrified him, because he couldn't control what he couldn't understand. And that gave me power. I turned my phone on. 37 missed calls. 20 for texts. Mark had gone from panic to angry to pathetic in the space of 2 hours. The last text, sent 10 minutes ago, just said, "Please, I'll do anything. I can't lose you." I called him. He answered on the first ring. "Chloe, oh thank God. Where are you? Let me explain, please." "Hi, honey." My voice was soft, tired. The voice of a wounded wife, not a vengeful one. I needed time to think. "I'm still processing." "I know, baby, I know. It was the biggest mistake of my life." Derek, he came on to me. I was weak. It meant nothing. "You're everything to me." There it was. Throwing Derek under the bus already. These two soulmates, these best friends. And Mark was perfectly happy to let Derek take the fall. Interesting. "I want to believe you, Mark." I let my voice crack just a little. "But I need proof. I need to understand. Write me a letter, a full confession. Every detail, every time. I need to see it in writing so I can forgive it." A pause. "A letter? It's for therapy, Mark. I already booked us a counselor. But I need this first. It's the only way I can heal." He agreed, of course. He thought I was being the forgiving wife, the sweet, broken woman who just needed to process. He had no idea I was building a case. While he was writing his confession that night, I drove home. I went straight to his home office. He kept his work laptop there, and he was careless with passwords. He'd saved them all. I logged into his email, found the secret credit card he didn't tell me about, and downloaded every statement for the last 2 years. Hotels, dinners, gifts, all charged to a card his company didn't even know existed. The man had dug his own grave. I was just going to hand deliver the headstone. For 1 week, I played the role of my life, the heartbroken wife trying to heal. I let Mark move into the guest room. I made him dinner. I listened to him trash talk Derek, calling him a manipulator, a snake, a homewrecker. I nodded along, said all the right things, and secretly built my file. The letter he wrote me? Gold, pure, signed, dated gold. He admitted to everything: the affair, the lies, the hotels. He even apologized for using the credit card to fund their little romantic getaways. In writing, with his signature at the bottom. My lawyer was very, very happy when I walked into her office 3 days later. "The house," she said, reading the letter. "The car, a significant settlement. You're in an at-fault state, Chloe. This letter is a nuclear weapon." "Good," I said, "but I want more." She raised an eyebrow. "I don't just want to leave him. I want him to understand what he lost. I want everyone to understand." That's when I told her about the gala, the company event in 7 days. The one where all his colleagues, his boss, the investors, everyone who mattered to Mark's precious reputation would be in one room. She smiled. "You're not as quiet as you look, are you?" "No," I said, "I'm not." The night of the gala, I transformed. Red dress, perfect hair, makeup that took 2 hours. When Mark saw me, his eyes actually widened. "Chloe, you look incredible." "Thank you, honey." I touched his arm gently. "I want tonight to be perfect. For us. For your career." He believed me. Of course he believed me. I was the sweet, forgiving wife. The one who didn't scream. The gala was at a downtown hotel, all crystal chandeliers and expensive suits. Mark's boss, Mr. Harrison, was there, a serious man with sharp eyes who ran the company with an iron fist. The younger associates were there too, including Jessica, who was famous for gossiping more than she worked. Halfway through the night, when Mark was deep in conversation with investors, I made my move. I accidentally bumped into Mr. Harrison near the bar. "Oh, I'm so sorry." "Mr. Harrison, right? I'm Chloe, Mark's wife." He smiled warmly. "The pleasure is mine, Chloe. Mark is a lucky man. He works so hard for your company," I said, leaning in like I was sharing a secret. "He even has a separate credit card just to make sure he can entertain clients properly. That's dedication." Mr. Harrison's smile flickered. "A separate card? We don't typically authorize those for his level." I widened my eyes, feigning confusion. "Oh, I must be mistaken. I'm always mixing up his paperwork. Silly me." I excused myself and walked toward the bathrooms. But on the way, I passed Jessica's table and accidentally dropped a folded piece of paper near her chair. It was one of the credit card statements, the one with hotel charges and a purchase for intimate dinner for 2. On a date Mark had claimed to be working late. I slipped into the bathroom and waited. 5 minutes. 10. Then I heard it. The whispers, the gasps, the sudden shift in the room's energy. When I came out, Mark was standing near the bar, looking pale. People were staring at him. Mr. Harrison was staring at him. And Derek was there. I had made sure Derek got an invitation. An anonymous text told him to come if he wanted to clear the air. He walked in looking confused, but when he saw Mark, when he heard the whispers, something snapped. He marched straight toward us. "You told her I came onto you?" Derek's voice cut through the room like a knife. Everyone turned. "You've been calling me a homewrecker. I've got screenshots, Mark. I've got texts from you. You begged me to keep seeing you. You said she was boring. You said she didn't understand you. You said..." "Derek, shut up." Mark grabbed his arm, but Derek shook him off. "Don't touch me. You threw me under the bus to save yourself. And now your whole company knows what you really are." The silence that followed was deafening. Mr. Harrison's face was stone. The investors were whispering behind their hands. Jessica was recording everything on her phone. Mark turned to me, his eyes desperate. "Chloe, please tell them. Tell them this isn't true. Tell them we're working through this." I looked at him, at this man who had betrayed me, lied to me, and then tried to destroy his best friend to save himself. I thought about 8 years of marriage, about the sandwiches still sitting on the porch somewhere, about the smile I gave him in that bedroom, and I smiled again. "We were working through it," I said softly, just loud enough for the people nearby to hear. "Until you blamed Derek for everything. A real man takes responsibility for his choices." "You're not a real man, Mark." I turned to Mr. Harrison. "He has a secret credit card. The statements are public now. I thought you should know what kind of person represents your company." Then I walked out. The doors closed behind me, and the last thing I heard was Derek's voice, still screaming, and Mark's desperate, pathetic attempts to explain. The divorce was swift. His confession letter, combined with the credit card statements, meant I got the house, the car, and enough money to live comfortably for a long time. My lawyer was ruthless, and Mark was too broken to fight. His job gone. Mr. Harrison doesn't tolerate scandal. Mark was let go 3 weeks later, officially for misusing company funds. The secret credit card became a very public problem. Derek, he lost too. Without Mark's money and influence, his charm evaporated. Last I heard, he moved back in with his parents. The two of them don't speak anymore. Betrayal has a way of destroying even the strongest bonds, especially when both parties realize the other was willing to sacrifice them to save themselves. And me? I live in that house alone now. Sometimes I sit on the porch and think about those sandwiches, pastrami on rye, getting cold while my world fell apart. But here's the thing, it wasn't falling apart. It was finally coming together. I didn't scream when I found them. I didn't cry. I smiled. And I waited. And I planned. And in the end, I didn't just leave my husband. I made sure he understood exactly what he lost. His reputation, his career, his best friend, and the quiet wife who turned out to be the most dangerous person in the room. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. I'd argue it's best served at a company gala, in a red dress, while your husband watches his entire life collapse in slow motion. But that's just my opinion. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and tell us in the comments. Would you have had the patience to wait a whole week? Or would you have confronted him immediately? And of course, subscribe for more stories about justice, betrayal, and the quiet people who turn out to be the ones you should never cross. You won't want to miss what comes next.